and welcome to another Marketing Monday. I'm really excited to be here with you this week. I want to start off by sharing some news. So first of all, as you may know, my Facebook group, Marketing for Female Entrepreneurs, has been growing quite a lot recently. So I'm going to move this video, which is Marketing Mondays, over to the group. We've still got this week, we've still got next week, and then the one after will be just on the group. So if you want to keep up to date with the tips, please join the group. It's completely free. Alternatively, sign up to the email list. So the group, just as a reminder, is Marketing for Female Entrepreneurs. Okay, now we've got over the news. Let's get on to this week's Marketing Monday. So what I want to do is go back to basics with social media. The reason being, I'm seeing so many people ask every day, I'm not getting any leads from social media, or I'm feeling overwhelmed, or I don't know what to do with social media. What's the next step? So what I want to do is take you back to basics, because once you've got the basics sorted, you can keep building on them. So what is social media? Well, it's a great promotional platform for your business. It's also great because you can offer customer service on there. So it does two things. So with social media, you can raise awareness, you can build relationships, you can generate leads, you can acquire new customers, you can offer customer service, and even better than that, people can share your posts, which will bring more people into your business. So it's great, isn't it? However, it is one promotional method. It's not the only one. There are a whole load of choices out there. And what I would say is don't use it as your only one method. But if it's right for you, still take advantage. It is a great social media promotional method, really. That's what social media is, and it's great. However, there are some things about that you've got to make sure you get right before you use it. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about now. So my first stage with anyone who wants to use social media is work out your ideal client. You don't need to know their hair and eye colour, but what you do need to know is where they hang out, what age they are, who they live with, what they're interested in, what they've achieved in life, what they haven't achieved. Because once you know that kind of detail, you can then be in the right place online, including on social media. Because we all know different platforms have different users. So men are more likely to use Twitter, LinkedIn and YouTube, whereas women are more likely to use Pinterest and Instagram. So once you know who your ideal client is or your target market, you will be able to work out which platform you should be on. Now, there's lots of research on this online, but I do also have a free quiz. The free quiz is over in my Facebook group, and there's also some ideal client worksheets over there as well. But you can also access the ideal client worksheets and the free quiz by visiting the website www.goldentreasureconsulting.co.uk. I'll include all the links below. But there's two ways you can get it, either the Facebook group or the website. So that will help you discover where they are, where your ideal client is on social media. You can do your own research, that's absolutely fine as well, but those are two quick and easy ways to find out. So once you've found out the platforms they're on, start with one. The reason being, if you become an expert in one, you can then move on to others. But you're not going to be trying to learn 6 different things at once and feel very overwhelmed and feel like giving up. So focus on one, build that up, and then move on to the other one. So how do you do it? You start by setting up a business page, unless you're using LinkedIn. Every other platform, it is vital that you go on as a business. LinkedIn, it's a bit, you can or you can't. But every other platform you need to, because you will be able to then get statistics and research based on your profile. You'll be able to find out more about who liked your posts, who's following you, what your competitors are doing. So if you go on any social media platform, make sure you set up as a business. Okay, so we've found out where our ideal clients are. We know which platforms they're on. We know we've got to set up a business. What do we need to do next? You need to have aims or goals. And these need to be smart. They need to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Now, you need to have goals because the next stage is to work out a plan. And if you don't know what you're trying to achieve, you will just try everything and you'll end up confused and overwhelmed and frustrated. So your goals could be as simple as get new followers, or raise awareness, or get more mentions, or get more inquiries, or get more sales from social media. But make sure you put an amount on them and when you want to achieve them by. And make sure it's relevant to your business at the moment. So now that you've got your goals, you can then start planning. You need to plan for social media. Now, I'm not saying that you will never put spontaneous posts on there. Of course you will. That's part of social media. That's part of the joy. However, if you've got a plan, you know that every post is working towards a goal of yours. It's working towards a launch or a new sale of products. So you're not just playing around and having a go and kind of hoping that everything will fall into place. You're doing things, and you know that daily you'll be doing actions that will build your business. Now, you don't have to schedule. If you can, that's brilliant. If you don't want to, that's fine as well. You can just literally save them on a Google spreadsheet, and then every day copy and paste from Google onto your platform. There are lots of options over there, but just have a plan. I write mine down. I use pen and paper. I just plan what I'm going to put, and then I just type it up every week. And that way I've still got my monthly plan, but I can change anything as it needs to come. So what do we post? Well, I like to use the rule of thirds, which is 1/3 of your post should be shares, 1/3 should be about your business, 1/3 should be kind of selling related. So the first third, shares. You need to share anything that is of interest to your customers. So these can be from articles from thought leaders, from websites, from blog posts, from other people. They can be funny posts, they can be funny videos, they can be lifestyle images, they can be quotes. Anything that you haven't necessarily created, but that is of interest to your customers. The reason being, on social media, you need to educate and entertain. And by sharing other people's work, you are educating and you're entertaining. You're not just selling all the time. Now, of course, you can share your blog posts, but they need to be in a different category. So 1/3 of your posts should be from outside influencers. The second third should be your company, your brand posts. So this is anything like behind the scenes, your story, any questions that you ask your audience to build your brand, any kind of tips, sort of, any blog posts. So anything that's related to your company and giving your company a personality, really. So imagine, years ago we used to go into a shop. We'd get to know the people who work there. That's what these posts are about. They're about your customers getting to know the people behind the brand. Okay, then the third type of post is selling. This is where you can do new products, you can do solution posts, what solution you provide. You can even incorporate tips and giving free value as these kind of posts. Because the idea is the more free value you get, the more sales you'll get, the more interested people will be in you. So make sure you split your content when you're planning it into 3. Make sure 1/3 is kind of from outside sources, 1/3 is about your brand, and 1/3 is about sales. So don't just sell. People get fed up of it and they don't want to know. Okay, so that's what you need to do. And make sure, as I say, you post regularly. All different platforms have different kind of how often they want you to post. There's lots of information on this online, and make sure it's all interesting and engaging. Also, make sure that you can use photos. Photos have a huge impact. Now, the other things you need to do is watch competitors, see what's working for them. If it works for them, use it as inspiration for you. Don't copy and paste, but go, okay, that kind of post works really well for them. I'll do something similar. And then also listen. The joy of social media is it's two-way. That means your customers can talk to you. So listen for brand mentions, reply to messages, reply to comments on your posts, start interacting, build those relationships. Because unlike TV adverts and magazine adverts and leaflets, this actually develops relationships. And to do that, you need to communicate. So if you hear yourself mentioned, go out there and say, hi, how can I help you? Or thanks for sharing that. Or I'm really grateful, can I help you with X, Y, and Z? So those are kind of the 6 stages. Of course, I'll do posts about these further on in the week on both my Facebook page and my Facebook group. So by all means, come on and listen. Now, there are some points about what you need to remember. So we've gone through kind of what you need to do. You need to remember to evaluate. So once you've done your plan and once you start posting, evaluate. See what's working, what isn't working, what you need to change, what you need to do more of. Because once you work this out, you can then create that perfect social media strategy for your business, and you need to constantly evaluate because you will need to constantly adapt. Now, the other things you need to remember are be consistent, which is what I've already said. This is why planning and scheduling works really well. Be consistent, because there's nothing worse than your ideal client coming on, checking you out on Facebook, seeing that you haven't posted for 3 weeks, and then thinking, do they actually exist anymore? And the same with Instagram. It's what people do. We need a consistent presence on these platforms if we're going to do them at all, because otherwise your clients won't trust you and they won't believe you're still going. So make sure you're consistent. Remember, social media is not selling media. It's social. The reason is they want you to engage, interact, and create educational and entertaining content. It's not just there for you to post. That's what eBay, Etsy, and Amazon are for. So don't use it like that. Use it to share and build relationships, and that's where you'll see the success. Remain professional as well. Please don't try and avoid spelling mistakes or grammatical errors. I've done it. You quickly write a post and then you're like, oh, that sounds dreadful, I'll have to delete it. If you plan in advance, you'll overcome this, because you'll have time and you'll be able to make sure that you sound professional, because at the end of the day, you are a business, you're not their best friend. So you need to not use slang, just use normal spellings, use normal grammar. And that way they will trust you. They will think you're a professional business, which is what we all want. So the biggest piece of advice I can give you is be patient. Social media results don't happen overnight. It's not like a TV ad in the middle of the Super Bowl over in the States. It takes time. But once it starts to build momentum, it will work and it will bring more people in. So be patient. Don't expect results overnight, and give yourself time. These people who have got thousands of followers, they've put a lot of time and effort into it. They haven't just put one post out and it's changed overnight. So be patient. You're in for the long game, not a quick sprint. The other thing to remember is followers don't matter. What matters is the quality. It's like you could have 100 leads on your doorstep tomorrow, and if none of them are interested in what you're selling, they're worthless. It's the same with followers. Don't worry about numbers. Worry about who's following you and what they want, and if you can meet their needs. You want quality leads, not just numbers. Okay, as I've said before, I'm just looking at my notes, you need to listen to the conversations, you need to track what's working, and you also need to make sure you listen. Now, not just on social media, but listen what's happening in the world. You know, TikTok's starting to come in at the moment. That could be a huge platform next year, whereas Facebook might not be as popular. Do you remember MySpace? I do. It still exists, but no one's on there. So platforms change, and this is why you shouldn't just be on one platform, and why you need to pay attention to trends, because you need to know when, say, Facebook is falling behind TikTok, or when Instagram is becoming more popular, because you need to stay ahead of those trends, because that's where your next set of clients will be looking for you on. So focus on one, become an expert at it, and then find out what's coming next, and then start to become an expert at that one. So that's it for this week. There's a lot of information. I've done double the time, which I'm sorry, I know you're all very busy, but I hope it's helped. So make sure, if you just want to refresh your social media, you know who your ideal client is, you know where they are, you have a business profile on that platform, you focus on one platform, you have aims for it, and you have a plan. And make sure it's more social than selling, please, because it won't work for you as well. Now, as I say, it's one promotional method that can do amazing things, but keep in mind it's just one, so there are others you can try. It's not one that you have to be on, but it can help grow your business. Okay, if you've got any comments, please leave them below. I'd love to hear from you. Have a lovely week, and I'll see you on the page next week for Marketing Monday, and then after that we'll be moving into the group. So take care. Bye.